T6 Harvard Aviation is dedicated to keeping GBJST Harvard Mark IV Wacky Wabbit airworthy for public displays, heavy tailwheel conversions, film work and flying experiences. The latter is to give pilots and non-pilots the experience of flying in an authentic warbird. As custodians of a unique piece of aviation history, they want to share their passion so that others can experience the thrills of flying or see a warbird up close and personal. These aircraft are not cheap to run and they have to work hard. To that end, they're always looking for opportunities and sponsorship to keep the Wacky Wabbit in the air where she belongs. Harvard GBJST was built in 1953 by the Canadian Car and Foundry Company, that's C&CF, as Model T6J. She was built for the United States Air Force due to military officials wanting to expand suitably military training equipment. After the North Atlantic Defence Treaty negotiation, there was a requirement to provide military aid to strengthen member countries against the communist threat in Europe. As part of an order placed in 1951 by the US Air Force, aircraft were supplied to the French, German, Italian, Turkish and other air forces to help speed up their recovery after World War II. Apparently, under contract number AF20641, 2 batches of T6s were manufactured by the CCF. The first batch consisted of 143 aircraft, with 69 going to Italy, 24 to Belgium, and 51 to the French Air Force. T6 Harvard Aviation Ltd decided in August 2014 to repaint GBJST in a new colour scheme for 2015, as she was looking rather tired. The idea to paint her as a former RAF Desert Air Force Mark II Harvard was suggested by Andrew Goodall and actioned. Andrew subsequently acquired sponsorship from RS Paintwork, now Purple Aviation, located at Airshot Airfield, and the transformation began. Andrew and Martin Pengali carried out meticulous research into a Harvard that has served in the North Africa campaign with a Duxford connection. AJ481 was found to have a relationship with Duxford as she saw service with 154 Squadron. Originally, 154 Squadron were based just to the west of RAS Duxford at RAF Felmere before deploying to the Middle East in 1942. Record cards for 154 Squadron show the Squadron Harvard AJ841 being flown by Flying Officer DC Dunn from Mingi in Syria to Ramat David, Palestine, on the 12th of February 1944. AJ841 was shipped directly from the USA to the Middle East on the 23rd of November 1941 on the steamship M. Livanos. During her time in the Middle East, AJ841 saw service with 740TU to train and acclimatise fighter and Army cooperation pilots to desert conditions. Records show that Harvards in this area were used to convert and continue training pilots onto the Hurricane and the Spitfire. The Wacky Wabbit logo was added purely for marketing purposes. Andrew found the design on the internet on a World War II patch that was for sale on eBay and decided to use the design and the colour in the yellow Harvard with British desert camouflage. Nothing was known about this badge other than it was a cool design and would look nice on the aircraft. By pure chance, Andrew was contacted by Chris Applegarth, whose father was in 5B FTS in 1945 and had the original design, an unbelievable coincidence. Provenance was proved when Chris Applegarth wrote to Andrew saying, "The details of the badge were in some of my dad's old documents. He had a tracing of one. Subsequently, I met several of the 5BT FTS students who had their own. They were painted on leather, like yours." Andrew slightly modified the design further and gave her the name Wacky Wabbit. He originally wanted to call her Wicked Wabbit, but that was taken by a famous P-47 Thunderbolt. The kids of course love it, and it gives this beautiful Harvard an identity. Andrew gives Richard and Sam of Airshot Airfield credit to help choose the name and convince him to add it to both sides of the aircraft. And so, Wacky Wabbit was born.